just got out this demo combine, and I'm not sponsored by Claas or Morris Cornfield, honest. But that's how flat the barley is. It's growing, you see. It's green and growing. And then when you look at the floor, there's not a head left behind. Oh, sorry, there's a little one here that's starting to grow. What a freaking header. It's just awesome. Just have a quick walk around the combine while I'm waiting for the 7700. Love the toolbox. Got tools, it's got a little secret compartment for aiming all the knife sections. Brilliant. Chopper, a bit vulnerable when it's folded down in straw swapping. You can kind of hit it on the road. It won't really let you because it beeps at you and tells you what to do when you go on the road and you fold it up. So you can do that from the cab, that's great. You just have to get out, press it, and then get a cloud of dust in your face. Twin rotor, obviously. A bit smaller than the 770 that we've got. It's a bit of a narrow chassis, but seems to be doing just as much, if not faster. The gearboxes look bigger and different. Good. Must be an improvement. Huge fuel tank and a blue tank. I think again that's bigger. The grain tank is actually a little tiny bit smaller than the 770, but only by 300 litres, but massive compared to the predecessor and the narrow chassis. This is plastic or fiberglass, a bit easy to take on and off, although it should fold down and have a mat so that you can kneel on it for getting inside to do stuff. This sucks a lot of dust, blows it on the floor. Problem is, it creates a massive shadow and you can't see when you're taking the header on and off the trailer. That tells you where you're how much float you've got on the header. The header, no idea how it works. It's like black magic, but it just like flexes. It's like a fish. These guards look better, one piece now instead of two. So if you write them off, at least you only write one off. This, took it off the other combine, best thing ever, 130 quid. If you've not got one on your lexion, get it now. The belt header, it's been a bit of a bitch yesterday with me in the afternoon, but I think it's because there's a little bit of a glitch in the software. I think I'd confused it and they weren't speeding up when I dropped it down. But it's collects all sorts of things in this stone trap, including whiskey bottles. So, get rid of that. Don't want that in your malted barley. Back on it now. Another thing I'm not keen on, there's no rail here now anymore. There used to be a rail on the other one. You can kind of fall off the platform quite easily. See, on this side but not that side. The auger is absolutely awesome for unloading. I think it's something like 108 litres a second or something like that. It's just ridiculously fast. You can halve the speed, but it doesn't really halve the speed, it just halves the flow. So it still throws it, so it needs an angle to bend it down, so it's throwing it down rather than across. Because trailers, they're only sort of 8 foot wide, it's flowing like that out the other side of them. So otherwise it's awesome. Cab, just about getting used to it. New screen, this is a little bit fiddly, but I think you'd get used to it after a while. But if you're flicking between two different machines, you'd probably quite easily get confused with what you're doing. Otherwise, the only other thing I don't like about it is the price. But everything's expensive. But to be fair, I've not actually had a proper price on it yet. Oh, and one other thing, you can't move the auger while it's running, which is a bit annoying, because on the other one you could kind of like steer it, but if the guy on the trailer wasn't kind of paying attention, and then when it does move it's quite slow, so I don't know why that is. But otherwise, it's a good machine. Actually, it turns out you can move the auger when it's running, it's a little bit slow, you have to keep your finger on the button, so it's not quite as quick as it was on the 770 where I could go and put it where I wanted it, but it's awesome how fast it unloads, so you're just flying out the time. just fueling up this 7000 now. It's got a man engine in it. That's probably why it's a bit noisier than the other one with the Mercedes engine in. It seems plenty powerful enough, and it doesn't seem to give up. It feels really torquey, but it could be because the header gives it a smoother flow, I don't know. But it's a big block. I think it's 550 horse. Now I've got my head round the touch screen. I find it really easy because you can kind of like bring stuff up just by touching it, which is great. So you can also move it right off to the side out of the way, or you can put it right in front, kind of right in front of there, but I prefer it to the side so it doesn't impinge the header. You've got your hands-free buttons on here as well. You can open the lid by just pressing the button and it'll just stay open. It'll stay open and stay closing, which is good, saves you keep your finger on it. You don't forget. GPS seems to work well as well. That camera just wants flicking up on the back because it's hard to sort of see behind you, but you can see the spout of the trailer better, but I think it just needs tweaking up slightly. So yeah, very impressed. I'd like to thank Morris Cornfields and Claas for giving the opportunity to try it. We're doing some costings now to see whether it adds up for our acreage, but it's been a good demo. Good luck with them. Oh, and by the way, I'd love to go to the factory to see where they're made. Just one last thing as well about this combine, which I love, is the secret compartment hidden under there with all your knife and finger sections and bolts and spare parts. Good idea. Love it.